Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about canceling cancel culture, but not for the reasons you're probably thinking. The Guardian put out an article today, and they're saying we should cancel culture because people who get canceled tend to get rich.
Yeah, which is funny because I just think you could have stopped with we need to cancel culture and call it a day. Because most people think it's stupid as hell. But no, it's because somehow we're making them richer.
Making them richer by canceling them. And it's not untrue. People hate cancel culture so much that they will actually throw money at, a lot of times, depending on why they've been canceled, of course, but they will throw money at canceled personalities or throw support behind canceled personalities just because they hate cancel culture.
They don't necessarily agree with what they said. They're just like, I'm so tired of cancel culture that I'll support them anyway.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. I'm going to go date that dodgy looking
right.
Over there.
People are just really tired of this cancel culture thing. And it's just telling me that the majority of people think you're all waxed and they're tired of your shit. That's what it tells me.
I think this is a poor attempt at reverse psychology to try to cut the money off, because you know that's one of the ways that they attack you. If they're trying to cancel you, they come after your money. So now they're like, well, don't cancel them, and then they won't make money, and they'll just shrivel up and die.
Well, that's what they want. If you don't vote the way we want or think the way we want, then you should just be wiped off the face of the earth.
So let's talk about this latest attempt to cancel people in a roundabout way. This really is an attempt to cancel them, right? Shut off their money.
Pretty much, yeah.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 244,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about pop culture. We've been talking a lot about cancel culture because for some reason, it's all over the damn place. And it's only been the last 3 or 4 years it's gotten really, really bad. But if you say anything that Twitter doesn't like, they take your jobs.
They try to cancel people for stupid things.
Oh yeah. You didn't put pronouns in your bio.
Yes.
I mean, there are all kinds of reasons. You didn't support the right political candidate, but you didn't support the other guy either. But you didn't support our guy. So.
Right. So you're in trouble. Even if you didn't support either because you're not political, or maybe you're not even in America. Or, Western politics isn't your thing, no matter what Western country, because you're not from here. Doesn't matter. You're still bad Nick.
So I have to wonder if this is why celebrities spend so much time on Twitter virtue signaling. It's not that they actually believe what they say. It's they're doing it to try to throw off the outrage mob.
Well, you're being silly because most of them have people that do it for them.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're not even really doing it. It's usually a lot of times they have their people posting stuff for them.
That's probably true. There probably is more truth to that than not. But yeah, so I saw this article. I'm like, oh God, here we go. It's time to cancel culture, coming from The Guardian. And you get to the meat of the article. There's very little meat here, but you get to what the point is. And the point is we need to stop canceling people because all we do is make them richer.
So it's the chicken wing of articles.
Is the chicken wing. Oh, that would be a great name.
All spice, no meat.
All spice and no meat.
That's a chicken wing of articles.
That's disappointing. You got to have some meat. If you're going to spice it up, you got to have some meat. Just to point this out, right? And we'll talk a little bit about Bill Burr and all that. Gina Carano had an unusual amount of support after she got canceled. In fact, most people, unless they were, sports fans, MMA fighter fans, they didn't even know who Gina Carano was. They're like, oh, it's that buff girl that's in action movies, but they didn't really know who she was. And then after she got canceled, oh my God, she became a household name.
Right. You're making these people, and that's what she's complaining about. But here's the bigger argument here. The bigger argument here is just don't cancel people in general because it's stupid. And all you're doing is, make people bigger. So just stop cancel culture.
Yeah. Comicsgate, for all the complaining about Comicsgate, you kind of did this to yourselves by trying to cancel these guys. Because Comicsgate, they were going to, originally, or at least Richard Meyer, he was going to take his campaign to Kickstarter, and it probably would have done, he was a YouTube personality, maybe $50,000 on Kickstarter. Well, because he got canceled by the comic book industry, and he got banned at Kickstarter, and he has publishing deal tanked, he wound up making $400,000 because of all the media attention.
And then probably more than that,
he's made millions of dollars. Yeah. Millions of dollars. And now, again, he's become this huge figure, but nobody really knew who he was, but because they tried so hard to cancel him. And at the time, his channel wasn't really that big. When comic creators were having a shit fit about some of the stuff he was saying, he had like 30, 40,000 subs. Then his channel blew up, and his comic book crowdfunders blew up. So you did it to yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because
people just in general are tired of this cancel culture stupidity.
So this is Ava Wiseman from The Guardian, the chicken wing of news sites. It's time we canceled cancel culture. Some of those who have been canceled seem to have developed an aura of glamour and made a lot of money. We need to rethink this. Oh, man, I love being canceled, said Dave Chappelle to a crowd of 19,000 after his Netflix special saw a member of staff walk out and protest. Leaked internal financial data revealed that Netflix has spent more than $20 million on each of Chappelle's shows.
Well, I'm sure they spent $20 million on other projects as well.
Yeah, that don't get a return either. A figure that goes some way toward persuading me that cancel culture could be one of the most profitable startups in living memory. So she talks about Chappelle and how offended she is by Chappelle, right? And thinking, well, Chappelle would be canceled and Chappelle would just go away. Well, it didn't happen.
I mean, they're just, we can distill this down to salty media is salty that their attempts to cancel people backfire in their faces.
Yes.
That's what this article is.
Yes. It becomes more and more clear the defining feature of cancel culture is not, as one might expect, silence, apology, or shame.
Doesn't matter. You do any of those things, it's not enough. You have to completely, lose everything, be on the street, and drop dead. Or otherwise, Twitter is going to harass you forever.
Yeah, that's true. A defining feature of cancel culture is lots and lots of money. Of course, it's worth stressing that there's still no real consensus on what cancel culture actually is. It's an attempt to blacklist people. I think that's pretty much what it is. Everybody has a different idea of what it means, or what it should mean to be canceled. A word I must regularly accessorize with frilly quotes for sanity. It's used to describe the consequences of social transgressions.
And again, we don't know what the definition of canceled is. We don't know what the definition of social transgressions is either.
Social transgressions?
Yeah, because they keep saying that. It's because, you did this bad, shitty thing. It's a goalpost that moves constantly. What was considered okay like 2 months ago might suddenly be, oh my God, how dare you now? I mean, if you're going to say you need to define what cancel means, you need to define what causes cancellation, because it depends on the day and who's doing it.
It was used in a way that attempts to shame the critic. This vagueness of meaning allows almost any conservative,
conservative,
or contrarian, or person who's facing a little online friction to benefit from cancel status.
Right, because the only people that ever do anything that warrants cancellation are conservative people.
The benefits can be vast. The beauty of embracing a canceled identity is that it imbues on the canceled an aura of rebellious glamour. Tell it to people like Vic Mignogna, who can't get into any convention on any level. Like, he can't even go sit with a vendor friend of his because he's not allowed to go.
Right. And the thing is, you're like, well, he did something bad because the court said, no, that's not what happened. Nothing was ever proven in court that he actually did those things. The only thing he lost was the suit that was about defamation, because it's very, very, very incredibly hard to prove defamation. That's what it was lost. That wasn't an admission of guilt. I'm just like, and he might have done it for all I know. I don't think he did. I think he did no more than what I've seen other VAs do. And there's been other VAs that have been quote unquote canceled since that came out against him for doing worse, and they had evidence of it.
What's really funny about cancel culture is a lot of times the people who try to cancel someone
are the ones who are guilty?
Are the ones who are actually guilty of the thing they're trying to cancel. Like, I mean, look at the Time's Up.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Look at Time's Up. Like, oh, we're against sexual harassment. And
was the best person ever. Oops.
I'm
just like, here's the thing. The problem with cancel culture, or any of this shit this person's spinning, is the fact that, it never ends. And then these people get one cancellation, it's like dopamine. They're like, I have to cancel somebody else, I have to cancel somebody else. And the people who claim they're all about diversity and inclusion and get so damn right offended when somebody says something they don't like are also the people that turn on like someone like Zoe Saldana when they tried to cancel Chris Pratt and she defended him because he was her friend. And then they called her racist names, misogynistic names, and all that stuff. The same people yelling about diversity and inclusion, how Chris Pratt's a terrible white man, turned around and used the most horrible bullying shit I've seen on her because she didn't do what they wanted. So, don't say it's all conservative, potato bullshit. I'm not even a conservative, and I know you're full of crap.
Yeah, rather than being seen as maybe mean, possibly out of touch, perhaps a bully, they become an outlaw. Hell yeah. We're outlaws over here at Clownfish
I'd rather
TV.
be an outlaw than a lapdog.
This exoticism allows them to take their next steps through a cloud of virtual cigarette smoke.
Can we just get to the point? I don't want to read her shit. It's now nauseating.
This is like, yeah.
She's very in love with her wordage, and she thinks that she's very smart.
Maybe she's getting paid by the word. Anyway, basically, if you are a forbidden person and people are against cancel culture, a lot of times they will throw support behind you. But
that's not what it's about. What it's about is people think that cancel culture is stupid, so they're fighting back against it because they think cancel culture is stupid. And some of the things people get canceled for are, frankly, stupid reasons. Not all the reasons, but some of and you don't have to agree with somebody to think cancel culture is stupid. I don't agree with some of the things people said. I don't think getting canceled was the right answer.
This is how she ends her article.
Let me guess, it's something about elections or something stupid?
No, it's basically people are intending to get canceled. Look at this. No doubt there are people right now putting the final touches on a racist tweet designed to get them through thoroughly and gloriously canceled tomorrow. An eye on the riches ahead.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody wants to be dragged through the mud.
Everybody wants to get harassed. Everybody wants to be threatened, stalked.
Tinfoil hat. I think she wants to be canceled.
I think she does.
And that's why she's doing this. And she's writing these ridiculous things and then putting these and these really wordy bullshit things because she's hoping that someone's going to get offended and cancel her so she gets money. I mean, I can play this all day too.
So what is so hilarious about this? Okay. And this is, we see this from journalists a lot because they're very, very angry that people are listening to anti-authoritarian voices now, whether it's on YouTube or, other blogs or podcasts. I mean, Rogan, they come after him all the time. Joe Rogan. I mean, come on. They're begging for money.
I was going to see that. I was like, the erosion of democratic norms. People
escalating climate emergency.
People are not voting the way I want. Oh my God, they're still nowhere near their goal, and I hope it stays that way. See, she's trying to create outrage, so you give her more money. And give the Guardian more money so she has a job.
So, again, to apply your faulty logic, actually what's going to happen is they're going to look at you, they're going to laugh, and they're going to withhold support. In fact, I've seen a lot of media outlets kind of shrivel up, publishers shrivel up because they were throwing support behind cancel culture. And people were like, screw this, What are you laughing about?
Couldn't help it. She's being so mean. But when you said shrivel up, all I could think of was like your last date.
Ooh, canceled. Canceled. Yeah. So Bill Burr, I mean, look, he's unapologetically stuck up for Gina Carano. I mean, again, it's one of those things where you don't have to necessarily agree with something somebody says.
It's not just even that. He's gotten shit before for other things. They even came after his wife.
Yeah.
And his wife, because his wife's black, she told him where they could go. Yeah, I backed her up. I remember I backed her up on that because she was telling that one troll guy where he could go.
There was a white man telling her that she was basically a slave to her white husband.
Yes.
And she told him to go fuck himself.
And we cheered her on. Like, you go, girl.
Yeah, but this is what he said. He said there are people on the extreme right and left. I think that only represents about 15% of the population.
I agree with you. I totally agree.
I think when you go to sites like Twitter, you have a very distorted view of where people are politically. I mean, I know even, some of the people that we've dealt with in comics and in animation, we've always been on friendly terms with them in person. When they get on Twitter, they become different people, Because
they're not, in person, they're probably who they are. On Twitter, they're not.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are putting on a show, and it's very fashionable right now to jump on, the far left bandwagon with your political hot
takes.
Well,
like you always say, we didn't move. We never changed what we believe politically. The spectrum did.
Yeah.
We didn't change. It's just that now if you're anything right of extremism, you are considered, moderate. Moderate's considered, alt-right Yahtzee now. And the same works in reverse. Moderate's considered a liberal snowflake. So,
Yeah, and we get it from both sides.
Somehow we're both in the same day.
We can't make anybody happy, but whatever.
He said, I just feel like 85% of the country on the right and the left is kind of sitting there. When are mom and dad going to stop screaming at each other? Yes, exactly.
Yeah, he doesn't put anything malicious in his act, but he's like, I have a right to say whatever I want to say.
You're always going to offend somebody no matter. You could put a video up of kittens and it'll somehow offend somebody because it was the wrong color of kitten.
It used to be badass if you were a comedian or a rock star to try to offend the normies, and now it's like, You're not allowed to. So it's
When
complete
the
180.
punk rockers are turning now, present day, turning against the far left, that tells you something.
Yeah, some of them are, and some of them are just towing the line. I'm shocked. I mean, I'm looking at Gene Simmons from Kiss. Like, he became a complete pussy. I don't know what happened there, but
No, you are what you eat.
does he shrivel up now?
I don't know.
Anyway.
Let me near a microphone after this.
Anyway, yeah, so very interesting attempt at reverse psychology here. She's not wrong.
No, she's not wrong. That's exactly what's
wrong.
happening. But it's like but the reason she is wrong, and the reason that they're supporting it. She's like, oh, because they're an outlaw. No, they're supporting it because they think people like you are extremist nut jobs, and you aren't going to tell them what to do, and they're against cancel culture. They think people have the right to say what they want to say. They don't have to. You don't have to agree with it, but they have the right to say it. And there are some things that are getting canceled that are so milquetoast, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Some things are extreme, and I can understand the outrage too. And I don't necessarily agree with the point, but they still can say it.
Yeah, and I think in a lot of cases, again, it's not that they're necessarily supporting everything that these celebrities have done or said. It's that they're trying to push back against the media and Twitter, and again, tell people, yeah, you can't tell me what to do.
Media is getting their noses pinched because people are starting to catch on to their bullshit and their bullying and their the way they behave towards people and try to cause strife and all that, and they're basically like, screw you, and that's why you're begging for money now.
Yeah, maybe.
So they're out. They need you to get mad and to read this article so they get more money.
Yeah. So please donate to the Starving Journalist Fund.
No, don't donate to the Starving Journalist Fund.
Please
let
make
them. What was her opinion? Leave them alone. Let them die out into ambiguity. There you go. A perfect solution to this situation.
Let them starve.
That's the perfect. You're fine. We agree on that. Don't give them any. Don't give them any money. I guess we're in agreement then.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this one up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.